Hi, I'm Ben with Who Is Coffee. Today we're at the Cottage House Cafe and we're going to talk about how to make espresso at home. What we're going to talk about today is a good old-fashioned, what the Italians call a bialetti. This comes in 3 parts, and what happens here is you have a little water receptacle down here. For purposes of this video, we went ahead and measured it out, but you're going to want to pour it so that it comes just below this little gold vent line. So it'll be right there. And then really what happens is that you just pack in a bed of espresso ground coffee. And when I say espresso ground coffee, I mean it is the finest setting on your grinder that you can get. So if scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the finest, 10 being the most coarse, this is a 1. When you grind it, it's gonna almost look like coffee dust. That's how fine it should look. No measurement really required. So all you're gonna do is just pack it in there. Don't necessarily need to measure it. Just grind enough so that it fills the little container. And we're gonna do it like so. Don't pack it too tight, but enough that it sets in there. And you'll just kind of rake off the excess. One good thing to note is, as you can see how when you pack it in here, it's gonna get around the rim. What you're gonna do is just gonna take your finger and just move those grounds away. That's important so that it has a good seal when you combine all 3 pieces. And then you're just gonna simply set it into that water and then screw this on. Make sure it's good and tight. And then all you simply do is just add this to heat. Do it on your stove, wherever. Then what's gonna happen is the water's gonna boil up through that little spout, through the bed of coffee, and out the spout here. We'll wait and let that happen. For purposes of the video, we want you to see it actually coming out of the spout, but definitely keep that guy closed when you're making this at home. So now we wait. How do you know it's done? It'll start to sputter. The water noise will slow down and you'll just kind of hear air pushing through. And then you know it's done. And then how you know a good espresso is it's very, very dark, as you can see here. And that is how you make espresso. You don't have to spend an exorbitant amount of money to get a fancy espresso maker to make good espresso drinks at home. The Ninja line, which is our preferred line of coffee makers, now comes with good milk frothers as an attachment. So you can just add your milk, froth it, and then pour in your espresso after the fact, and now you have a homemade latte. Another thing you can do, and one of my personal things to do is, because I drink my coffee black, is I'll make a regular cup of coffee, typically in the pot, and then I'll add that shot of espresso. The size you see here is good for about 2 shots. Right, but you can get them at all sizes, and they come on Amazon, Walmart, really anywhere that you can buy coffee. Or what is actually really fun to do is if you're expecting a party and having people over, you can make this earlier in the afternoon, chill it in the refrigerator, and it's a great base for espresso martinis to entertain your guests.